I came here today to talk a little bit about what to do when we feel off the track. You know, sometimes we find ourselves kind of going astray, being pulled by maybe our impulses or by distractions or whatever happens on our path. We kind of lose the track of healthy habits, of maybe healthy diet, of healthy mindset, of focus, of being attached to, that vision that's the most important to us. And we start to feel lost. We start to feel more and more lost. So I came here today to talk about this because someone just wrote me a message. If I could share a bit of insights, what I do when this happens to me and my friends, it happens to me as well. So, you know what I do? I take my journaling block. I have a very sacred journaling block. I always buy kind of the most expensive journaling block I can find because I really value that time that I take for journaling. So I want to have a really sacred block, really special block. So when I take time for it, when I write in it, it's my time. It's my special time where, I really take time to think deeply and to look at, whatever I write down. Those are laws. Those are my laws. So when I write down a vision, I know that it will happen because it's a law. So when I'm feeling, pulled off the track, I take my journaling block and I write down my vision of the future. My vision of the future. Well, it's something that I'm talking so much about. And there's the reason why I'm talking so much about. The reason is that if we don't have a sense of direction towards where we want to go, we will feel lost. And when we feel lost, we follow the programs, we follow the habitual thinking that is not even ours, that is, we've adopted it by society. We've built certain unconscious habits that are destructive for us. We follow impulses of our body. But when we have a sense of direction, then we consciously think about, we know what we have to do. So we consciously think about how to start. We set an intention, we start and we finish what we've started. And therefore we make a progress in our life. So having a vision for the future is very important. But vision for the future is so much more than having goals, for example. Because vision of the future must be unlimited. It shouldn't be limited by what we think that is possible. We should kind of daydream about it. We should daydream about it, which means you should write down a vision for the future almost like a kid, without any limit. Without any limit for what's possible for your body, without any limit for what's possible financially, without any limit for what's possible in terms of health, and so on. Completely unlimited. Like, think about, there's infinite different possible realities. Think about the multiverse, and let's say we are just thinking right now. Think about the multiverse. There's infinite different versions of yourself, and quantum physics is showing that it's real. The idea of the multiverse, the idea that the creation is already finished because everything already exists in the quantum field, and your attention brings things into existence. Whatever you focus on, that's where you place your attention. Your attention is a direction of your vital life force, and wherever you focus on consistently is what you're choosing with your vital life force. So when you have a very clear vision of the future, it doesn't mean it will just happen by itself, but it will start kind of altering your mind Like, you have this articular activating system in your brain, which allows you to see or to notice in your life certain particular things you made important to you. So when you have a vision for the future clearly defined, then your mind will naturally start looking for options for how could you make it happen. Why it's important when we are pulled astray? Well, it reminds us once again what we are actually working on, what our lives are all about. This is what I want to make out of my life. And that's what I do every time I get pulled astray, to get reminded what I'm actually working on. I'm building a community. I'm working on my art. I'm having my art, exhibited in big galleries, or I'm selling my art all around the world. People are valuing it. I write all these things down. And then the second thing I do is I write down why. Why am I doing that? Or why I want that? Why this vision of the future is important to me? This is another important thing, because only when we know why we want something, we'll feel motivated to do it. You see, especially when you feel pulled astray, you maybe become more anxious, or you become more sad, or you fall into any kind of other negative emotion, and you experience a sense of stress or disappointment. And more time you spend in these negative emotions, more your brain will start looking for reasons why you should feel like that. And it kind of tricks you then to believe that you should stay there. So you need to pull yourself out of this thinking and reactive mode back into the mode of the observer, where you kind of press the pause button of thinking and reacting, and you remind yourself once again, what are you doing? What are you doing? And when you start thinking about why you want something, or why are you doing something, it pulls you back into the creative mode. Creative mode is almost like God's mode, because when you're in creative mode, you start to think very solution-oriented way. You start to think in terms of possibilities rather than what's wrong. And this is a powerful thing, because when I think about why I want to build a community, why I want to serve other people, well, it pulls me out of myself and I start to think about others. Like, I want to make this world a better place. I want to bring more beauty into the world. I want to see more happy people. I want other people to experience what I've experienced. I want to share this inspiring energy that I feel in my heart with the hearts of others, and so on and so on. And it inspires me. It inspires me to such a degree that I want to go back on track and do what I can to make a difference. To make a difference. And then the third thing, what I do, I ask myself, if today is the last day of my life, what would I truly want to do for others? If today is the last day of my life, what would I truly want to do for others? Like, what would I love to leave behind as maybe a legacy or whatever, but I don't think in terms of legacy or whatever. I just think, okay, let's say tomorrow people would find my body. What they would find the most valuable about my work. And that's what I would focus on today. Something that I've left behind that would truly change maybe lives of others. And it really puts me into a state where I'm like, oh yeah, I shouldn't procrastinate on this. Because, you know, we sometimes forget how valuable our thinking is, or how valuable our presence can be to someone, or how valuable our skills are. But if we never decide to share them with the world, or whatever we are doing, I don't know what's your thing, but if we never decide to share them, well, we may one day die with a song still in our hearts. That song should be brought out, right? Bring that song of yours out. So this is something that helps me to get back on track, to get back in alignment with myself. And then there's another thing that is really important to me, is to feed my mind with information that will support that vision of the future. Because we all know that we are not just the product of what we eat and what we do, we're the product of what we think. But 95% of the time we actually spend in our subconscious mode, which means that we are running our lives based on our belief systems that are subconscious programs that were designed by consistent repetition of perceiving and thinking something that was just presented to us. And most of the time we were not presented with the most ideal information that would change our lives for the better. So it means, my friend, are you still here? Well, if you are, congratulations, because your life is about to change. Oh yes, your life is about to change, and you're the one that will change that. So let's go. Let's go. So start feeding your mind with information that will feed your vision for the future. And it means read books, have goals with the books. Like this month I will read, 4 books. I will finish 4 books. I will finish 2 podcasts. I don't know. Start and finish it. Don't just start and never finish it, because it gives a sign to your subconscious mind that you're not capable of finishing anything. That's why you need to be the one that is giving, orders to your mind. Be in control of your mind. Control your mind, my friend. Let your mind be your servant, not your master. You as the observer, you as the consciousness is the master of your mind. Keep reminding that to yourself. Keep reminding yourself, I am the master. You can keep saying to yourself, I am the master. I am the master. I am the master. Master your mind. So keep feeding your mind with information that supports that vision of the future. Because you may have many beliefs that are not supporting that financial goals maybe that you've written down, or those health goals that you've written down, or those habits that you've written down. But when you start feeding your mind with information that will support that vision, like you will find some books of entrepreneurs who are making as much money as you would like to make, or you start listening podcasts, interviews, stories from people who are living the life that you would love to live, you will notice that those people are not thinking in terms of what's not possible. They were thinking in terms of what's already possible for them. The mindset was different, and you will see that it's actually not something irregular, it's something natural to them. And that's the difference. Maybe you've been growing up in an environment where no one was doing something out of average. Like I've been growing up in this kind of environment, so I needed to reprogram myself. And when I've started coaching and mentoring other people, I've noticed that the biggest challenge those people have is that they truly don't believe in themselves. And they don't believe in themselves because no one around them ever believed in them. They've been only surrounded with critics. They've been only surrounded with naysayers and dream robbers and energy vampires. So they actually don't believe in themselves. Even though they're trying hard to change that, deep inside they still don't believe in themselves. So what I did, so I've started believing into myself. I've started watching interviews from other successful people who are living lives that how I want to live my life. So I've started watching that. I've started reading autobiographies. I've started reading all kinds of different books. And I've also started to think like those people. I've started to think like those people, and then I've started visualizing myself, like being one of them, hanging with them, being surrounded by those people, because it helped me to get into a mindset where I'm succeeding, where I'm the master of my mind and my reality, where I am in control of what's happening in here. And that helped me to get myself back on track. And yeah, sometimes we lose it, but that's always what I do to get back on track. Here's another thing that I will add as a bonus. So what is that? Well, I also practice self-kindness, which means that I don't just push myself back on track. I actually accept that it's natural to lose the discipline. I accept that it's completely okay to fall off the track. That it's okay, it's natural. Like, you don't become a master by trying something one time. So it helps me to have compassion towards myself when I lose it. I've learned that to change a habit, it's not a one try thing. Like, you don't try it once and you just succeed. It's like returning back to your old addictions, but then returning back to the new path again and again and again, until at some point you recognize that you don't need to return to the old path anymore because the new one feels so much better. So sometimes when I've been reprogramming certain habits, I've been maybe fallen into the old one 100 times. And every time I did that, I was less angry towards myself, until at some point I've recognized, oh, I just don't need to repeat the old habit because these new ones are maybe, they feel a bit harder at the beginning, but they bring me so much more benefit. And I feel so much more better, and I'm more proud of myself, and I feel healthier, and I have more energy. So therefore, I just don't need to fall into the old ones anymore. And that's where my mind changed. That's where I've experienced the most progress. So what I'm saying here is that it's okay to fail. It's okay to fall out of your track. But then your responsibility is to return back on that track. To return back on that track and try one more time. Get back to that vision of the future. Know why you want it, why you're doing it. Always find a reason, because if you don't have a reason, you will not feel purpose for it. If you don't have a purpose for it, you will not even try. So you need to have a good reason for it. And then feed your mind with information, like these videos, that will support you. But then don't use information to escape from the pain that doesn't allow you to do it. Well, you feel pain because you're procrastinating on it. And you're procrastinating on it because you don't decide to do it. You must decide and do it. And you will feel no pain with doing something new. Just decide and do it. When you wake up in the morning, just go out of your bed. Go out of your bed and start with the morning routine. And it will not be so hard, for example. And then, after all of this mastery, just know that it's okay to fail. It's a natural thing. It's a natural thing. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. What does it even mean to be perfect? It's nonsense. Perfection doesn't exist. The state of God is a state of becoming. Nature is a product of God. It's constantly becoming. It's constantly evolving. And it's constantly changing. So, to get closer to God, therefore, means to keep changing, keep evolving, keep moving on, and be okay if you lose it sometimes. Be okay if you fail sometimes. It happens to all of us. But then return back on track. Well, what else can I say? I love you, my friend. I'm proud of you for never giving up on yourself. This is the best thing you can do. So I'm proud of you, my friend. I see you, and I see you succeeding. Yes, I already see you succeeding. So keep up, keeping up, or how they say, right? Well, I will leave you here. Big thanks to all of you for choosing to support my art in our store, AttractPassion.com, where you will find my paintings, my artwork, my second passion beside this, teaching you how to be the best possible you can be. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much. The link is in the description of this video, and till next time, one love.